Using formulas. In this lesson, we're going to explore using a couple different formulas. Now, what is a formula? Well, a formula is an equation. So you can write that down. A formula is an equation, and it's an equation that shows a relationship between two or more variables. So a formula is an equation that shows a relationship between two or more variables. Okay, now the formula we're going to look at here is D equals RT. And this is otherwise known as the distance formula. The distance formula. It's what we use to find out how far something has traveled given a couple variables. Now D, you may guess, is distance. It represents distance. So D is distance. R is going to be our rate. And that could be, you may think of this as speed. How fast are you going? It's our rate. And then T is, well, how long have we been going at that rate? So T would be time. So distance is going to equal our rate times our time. D equals R times T. D equals RT. Okay, if I ask the question, if I want to know how far I've traveled given a certain speed and time, if I say, what distance have I gone? What distance have I gone if I was traveling if I was traveling 60 miles per hour for 2 hours. So how far have I gone if I went 60 miles an hour for 2 hours? Well, let's look and see what's given to us. Well, 60 miles per hour is given to us, and 2 hours is given to us. Okay, so do we know any of the variables? Do we know D or R or T? Well, rate, that's how fast we were going. That would be 60 miles per hour. So R is going to equal 60 miles per hour. And time, well, we traveled for 2 hours. So it'd be 2 hours. The only one that's not given to us is how far. What's the distance? So that's going to be the one we're trying to find. So if I plug in the values to the formula, we can solve for D and figure out how far we've gone. So D equals, and instead of R and T, I'm going to write the values that we know. So R would be 60 miles per hour, and time is going to be 2 hours. So times 2 hours. Okay, now if you look at the distances, the h's are going to cancel out. And our answer is going to be in miles, which makes sense because you're trying to find a distance. and then you do 60 times 2. So 60 miles an hour times 2 hours is going to give us 120 miles. And that's our answer, 120 miles, which makes sense. If you travel for 2 hours, for 2 hours, we're starting at 0 and we're traveling. After 1 hour, if we're going at 60 miles per hour, after 1 hour, we will have gone 60 miles, right? If you go 60 miles an hour, you'll go 60 miles in 1 hour. And then if you keep traveling for another hour, another 1 hour, you'll go another 60 miles. So 60 plus 60 will give you 120. So after 2 hours, you will have gone 120 miles. Okay, that's one example of using a formula. And there could be other ones. They may give you the distance you traveled and how fast you were traveling, and then ask you, how long did it take you to travel that? Or how long did it take someone else to travel that, given how far they had to go and how fast they went. And in the next video, we'll look at a couple more examples.